welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, subscribe or you'll have 7 years of bad luck. Anyways, today, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on cancelled K-pop artists again. Please bear in mind that this isn't me giving thoughts on cultural appropriation, as a lot of the time, it's not my place to say anything. It just happened that a lot of people that are cancelled within the K-pop industry have done cultural appropriation or been racist multiple times. So that is probably why these themes keep on recurring. I got a comment last time saying that so-and-so group should be in this video because they had done cultural appropriation, so please remember, I'm talking about cancel culture, not cultural appropriation. Lastly, comment your thoughts on these artists too. NCT have been quote-unquote cancelled for the multiple times they have done cultural appropriation. Personally, I don't stan them. The cultural appropriation isn't the reason, but honestly I do have a few issues. Most my issues are with the fandom, and it would be unfair if I let this taint my perspective on NCT as a group, but I still want to address this. NCT's ends seem like a literal mess. I know a few of them aren't actually bad, so I'm not talking about every single person that stans NCT, so if you don't do the things I mention, then please don't think I'm talking about you. I've seen little to no stans actually talk about what NCT have done, and it's sickening to see. Instead, some of you guys decide to repost things about how it's your choice whether you want to unstan or not, and yes, that is true. But you can't just be defending your faves because they make you happy or whatever. You can still stan him if you hold him accountable, but you guys don't do that. And from a non-stan's perspective, it's sickening to watch. I am disgusted to see groups from the big three that get away with literally invalidating other people and making them uncomfortable because they have fandoms that sweep it under the carpet as if it's nothing. You know who you are. I've seen this particular fandom hate on other groups for their problematic past as if their alters have done nothing, and it's so frustrating to see. And here's the part where I actually talk about NCT. I feel as though NCT actually know and are educated. You can't use that they're Korean to shield them when they literally have members that studied abroad. Remember, a lot of the members are in their 20s and are perfectly capable of speaking up against something they feel is wrong. They don't do it though, and that is problematic. I can't even think of genuine reasons as to why momoland have been cancelled, specifically Nancy. I suppose there is the boom boom plagiarism accusations, but this is honestly something that 1. should have been targeted at the company, and 2. not that noticeable or a big deal anyways. If their song was indeed plagiarized like everyone claimed it was, why was there no legal action pursued against their company? Boom Boom isn't even a bad song. If anything, all the similarities people noticed should tell you that this song was in fact made to be popular. Nancy was later hated on for looking at Blackpink in a certain way. This honestly confuses me. Most people were saying that she looked jealous or angry. Firstly, I don't see it. It seems like the most random thing. She's literally doing nothing. Why would you attack someone that's literally doing nothing? That feels so stupid to me. Lastly, I want to talk about a valid reason. That is Nancy making fun of an eating disorder. Nancy is in her 20s now. She said this at the age of 14. I would hope she's grown from that. There's a difference between being 14 and 20, and although a lot of 14-year-olds wouldn't say things like that now, I doubt that there was as much awareness towards eating disorders at the time. This doesn't make it any less wrong, and it upsets me that someone could make fun something people struggle with. But she faces a lot of criticism for her body now and has been affected psychologically over photos of her body that were leaked. I hope she recovers soon. A lot of you probably know what I think about JYP. If you haven't heard of why he's more or less cancelled by international fans, I recommend you search it up. However, one thing I'd like to talk about is people thinking that JYP Entertainment are the worst. I think these people genuinely forget that SM still exists. SM Entertainment have literal lawsuits against them for mistreatment and abuse, but they don't even try cover it up. At least JYP know that they are doing bad things and try let it not affect the general public. Again, not a good thing, but just something I wanted to say. Irene received and is still receiving a lot of backlash for being mean to a stylist. However, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I do truly believe she was sincere when she apologized. And I do think she's learned her lesson. She took the time to apologize months after the incident as she was truly embarrassed. I don't think someone would do that if they didn't care. Jennie was public enemy number one back in 2018 when she was seen with a few lazy performances. Later, people started accusing her of being YG's princess and so on. Though she isn't so cancelled anymore, I still want to talk about her. From an audience perspective, yes, I can understand disappointment. Blackpink tickets seem pretty expensive. Imagine paying that much for an idol to be lazy. But at the same time, Jennie's performance was not bad at all. She seemed, even though we later realized she was in pain, as if she actually wanted to be there. If you look at her facial expressions, you can clearly see that she isn't showing tiredness, frustration, and doesn't seem bored. I think that's all you could really ask for in a performance. Her vocals were there and absolutely killing too. We also need to normalize idols not being able to give the best performance every time. Yes, you are paying to see them perform, but it's not like you paid to watch them be robots and be exactly the same every time. If you do want that, go watch the music videos on loop. If you really want it to seem humane and natural, let them make little mistakes and laugh it out. Let them perform the way they want to. Jennie was my first K-pop bias and is the reason I got into K-pop. She will always hold a special place in my heart, so I could never hate on her. I don't see how anyone does. At an award show, Sunny caught Irene off guard when he put his hands around her. He also has a misogynistic song. Most the K-pop community have cancelled him. About the Irene situation, in this fancam, you can see that she doesn't seem so comfortable. Credit to her for handling it so well. We can't say whether she really was uncomfortable, but damn, if some random person did that to me, my first instinct would be to slap them away. He just really seems to be bugging her in this clip. If they were friends, it's fair enough. Talking to someone you are friends with isn't that big of a deal, but some random person. No, that's weird. Also, Jackson had to stand in between them at one point. Well done, Jackson, for doing that. And about his song, I can't justify that. He said that it was from the perspective of anti-feminists and it wasn't a view he agreed with, but honestly, if you don't oppose a toxic society, you contribute. In the song, there is no sign of Sunny discouraging sexism. So to people listening to it, it's just as bad as encouraging sexism. His personal views aren't conveyed at all in the song, and this song sends the wrong message throughout. I mentioned woojin in my previous video, but I feel the need to talk about it again. I'm honestly done caring about it anymore. I'm sorry to have spread any misinformation about it, as news has come out saying he actually did not do anything. I have to admit, the way I view woojin now has changed even after knowing he was innocent. But I don't see the point of caring about it any longer. There's not much to do or to say anymore. I think Stray Kids have a better dynamic as an 8-member group than 9, so I don't really mind anymore. I'm not going to go out of my way to hate on him because I haven't got the effort or time, and I recommend you don't either.
and fire.